Hello. This is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker, and today is Wednesday, February 7th, 2024. In this area of Kentucky, Lexington, the temperature right now is resting at 32 degrees, feels like 32, so it's right on freezing, but promises to go up to around 60 degrees today and sunny. So, according to the meteorologist for Kentucky in this area, the upcoming forecast: winters return. Kentucky braces for pattern shift with potential rain and snow. A significant weather pattern change is expected as winter returns next week, indicating the current March-like conditions are temporary. And it has been balmy, 40s and 50s, mostly the 50s. Current temperatures are in the 50s with an increase to nearly 60 degrees expected for Wednesday and Thursday due to a southwest flow. A storm system is predicted to affect the area on Friday, with additional systems potentially bringing cold air following soon after. The exact path and timing of these weather systems are still uncertain, with weather models showing varying predictions. The weather is likely to shift to a much colder pattern for the remainder of February, with possibilities of rain and snow by Monday. It was just, Saturday? Groundhog Day? And I always have trouble pronouncing this name. Productivity, Phil, whatever it is. But this time, it was kind of a cloudy day, so maybe an early spring. But anyway, I know people in California are coming out of all that water. And that reminds me, when flood conditions exist, I don't know how many people are aware of it, but especially if you are driving, if your exhaust pipe, is going to be underwater, then it's almost guaranteed that your car will stall and cut off. So if you're driving through water that is flowing that's higher than your exhaust pipe, let alone your hubcaps and doors, then my strong suggestion would be to back up and find another way to proceed. Because once the water covers your exhaust pipe, your car will cut off. Let alone those that were parked and buried up to the hood in water. California. So, as I said, and often do, this is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. And if you're watching the sideshow on Facebook and Instagram, don't forget to like, comment, and share. And talk about it on WhatsApp. If you're watching the sideshow on YouTube, like, comment, share, and, as they say, ring the bell, subscribe. And of course, the sideshow coffee cup, black 11-ounce ceramic dishwasher safe with the sideshow logo on it. Buy from me for $17 plus shipping and handling. Pay me, the best part, through Cash App. My Cash App tag is $TR Parker 1. So here we are in February, a week away from Valentine's Day, and Black History Month continues. Black History Month continues. One of the touching things about what goes on, should I say, constantly, but especially in Black History Month. We just celebrated Martin Luther King Day in January, and we get news that Martin Luther King's son, Dexter King, dies at 62 after battling prostate cancer. So it again raises our level of awareness. You know, it was just a short comment. I'll keep it short because there's always a lot of allocades and contributions that people have made, you know, to society, and since this is Black History Month, to Black people in particular. And Dexter King was named for the church in Alabama where his father once served as pastor. He was just 7 years old when his father was assassinated. And right on the heels of that, you know, we hear that Carl Weathers has passed away. And all of us are familiar with his face, you know, from Rocky on forward and before. Not to belabor the point, but even in the Disney series Mandalorian, he had a part in that. So it kind of makes us, we are conscious of death, you know, people's passing, and all the things that accompany that, whether persons are famous or not. So I found an article because sometimes, you know, old school says when one person passes away, another baby is born. So I asked the question, how many people die and how many are born each year? And Our World in Data has some information pertaining to that. And I'll just share it with you briefly, verbatim as it is written. The world population has grown rapidly, particularly over the past century. In 1900, there were fewer than 2 billion people on the planet. The world population is around 8.1 billion in 2023. Two metrics determine the change in the world population: the number of babies born and the number of people dying. How many babies are born each year? The first chart shows the annual number of births since 1950 and includes the projections made by the UN until the end of the century. You can switch this chart to any other country or world region. There were 134 million babies born in 2023. The second chart shows the annual number of births by world region from 1950 to 2021. How many people die each year? The first chart here shows the annual number of deaths since 1950 and includes the projection made by the UN until the end of the century. Again, it's possible to switch the chart to any other country or world region. There were 61 million people who died in 2023. Combined with the fact that 134 million babies were born in 2023, the world population increased by 73 million in 2023. So it goes on to extrapolate, you know, the capacity of the earth compared to births and deaths and things of this nature. But from the ability to calculate human history, 117 billion people have lived on this planet. And one fact that also came out, that with all the births occurring, and it did not give a year, but the one day that a birth was not recorded was February 3rd. But the article that I read did not say what year. February 3rd, was the only day when a baby was not born. So just some added information, takeaways to put with everything else that you get information-wise during the day, but especially with the passing of these two black men during Black History Month. Some of the other facts that have hit the news. I just done a little piece on California reparations and talking about housing and property and things of this nature. Come to find out, in New York, there has been a large situation that's developed in regard to housing. And it has gotten the attention of all of New York. So, feds charge 10 in 250 million beating article. And then this one, 70 New York City housing workers charged in largest bribery takedown in DOJ history. As many as 70 current and former New York City public housing employees were charged Tuesday with accepting kickbacks from contractors in exchange for awarding city contracts, federal prosecutors in New York said. We were trying to send a message with a 70-person takedown, U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said in announcing the arrests in 6 states and all 5 boroughs. Superintendent and assistant superintendents at about 100 New York City public housing buildings collectively took $2 million in kickbacks from contractors in exchange for being awarded small jobs under $10,000 that did not require a bid. This was classic pay to play, Williams said. This conduct became a regular practice. The charges against the New York City Housing Authority employees present the largest number of federal bribery charges brought on a single day in the history of the Department of Justice. The alleged conduct started in 2013 and ran until 2023, prosecutors said. Contractors who failed to pay a kickback were cut out of work. At 70 New York City Housing Authority and all 70 New York City housing employees charged were suspended as of Tuesday. Federal agents with Homeland Security investigations arrested 65 defendants in 6 states and all 5 boroughs. The city's Department of Investigation said the alleged fraud drove up the cost of small repairs, diverted funds, and eroded the trust of public housing residents. And all of us want a roof over our heads. I know I want one over mine. So there we have that item. And again, since it's Black History Month and we all aspire to have money, to have some type of business that generates money, and the way people are thinking now, not only to make things better, but generational wealth is coming into the conversation more often. So this next article covers not only Black history, but women, and looking forward, Women in History next month, March. But let's stick to where we are right now, February 7th, 2024. And this article is entitled, "The Honey Pot CEO B. Dixon Rejected Higher Offers Before Selling Her Brand for $380 million. A mega exit for a black female founder." Self-care. Last month, personal care brand The Honey Pot announced it sold the majority of its business to investment firm Compass Diversified Holdings for $380 million. But founder B. Dixon bristles when she hears the word sale. It sounds too final to her. "I don't want us to be judged based on how much money we raise or how much money we make," she says. "I want us to be judged on the character of our business, how we serve the humans we do." Dixon founded the Honey Pot a decade ago. A former pharmacy technician and buyer for Whole Foods, she developed its first feminine wash in her apartment. Today, the $121 million in revenue brand sells menstrual products, hygiene products, and other personal care washes, lubricants, and sprays with a focus on plant-based ingredients. Its products are sold at Target, Whole Foods, Walmart, and more retailers. Its new buyer, Compass Diversified, also owns the baby carrier brand Ergo Baby. The Honey Pot deal closed on January 31. Existing owners, including Dixon, retained a minority stake. While Dixon prefers to focus on business as usual for the Honey Pot, the deal with Compass Diversified grabbed attention. It's one of the largest exits for a black female founder in recent years and arrives amid a difficult market for all founders. For those reasons, Dixon has worked to set aside her personal discomfort with the sale news and acknowledge the significance of the deal. It's hard for anybody to raise this amount of money. Anybody, period. And then when you throw into the pot the color of my skin, the body part that sits between my legs, then it gets even harder, she says. It's important for everyone to see that things like this are possible, even though to me, we're just doing what businesses do. Dixon says it was time for the Honey Pot to offer investors and its 73 employees liquidity. But she told me she turned down higher offers in favor of a partner that would allow the Honey Pot's existing team to continue to run the business. Bloomberg reported in September that the Honey Pot could have been valued as high as $500 million as it explored a sale. "Nobody knows our business better than us," she says. "No matter if you've been in business for 20, 30, 40 years, you've been in business doing what you've been doing," she says. "Nobody is going to know how to run Honey Pot better than this team that's been doing it this whole time." B. Dixon, CEO of Honey Pot. So those are the items that I wanted to cover today with you as we look forward next week, Valentine's Day. So don't let the spark go out on your flame. That's it. Hashtag